Okay, we are live.
Okay, you got. All right.
Let me
Check. We're
yank
here.
this link. I swear to God, every single time.
What's going on?
And I can't freaking grab the link and then hit the copy button in time before the link disappears.
And then you're just like, damn it.
See, that's not it. What I'm looking for.
I put in my Saren Kaga review the you know the part when the blonde girl gropes the other girl and
Yeah.
but it does it like 3 times in one episode. I put all 3 like screen caps.
Well, see, they're just they're just kind of doing the Shar Aznavour, principle.
Yeah,
3 times.
Sometimes is better.
Yeah, exactly. Though you would expect a redhead to be doing it. But
Yeah, it said acts more like a horny male teen than a girl at times. Gropes Asuka no less than 3 times in the first episode.
There we go.
Yeah, and that's my description.
Okay, there we go. And it's been retweeted, so the followers acquire.
Solid copy.
Alrighty.
And,
All right.
I actually checked out the dub for that.
Yeah, I did too. It was actually on demand or something like that.
Yeah. It was all right. It wasn't.
It wasn't terrible. I expected it to be much worse.
It kind of grows on you. At first, you're like, ugh. But then you listen, it's like,
It's like butter cookies or something,
But is it as good as the Apate dub?
But yeah, exactly. You start. It's like I don't know, shortbread cookies or something. You eat one, and it's like, it's not bad. And then you find yourself a little later, you've got like 5 of them down.
6 stickies later, exactly.
You're just like, what the fuck is in these things?
How did this happen?
Yeah, exactly. There's crumbs everywhere, and you're like laying there like, No,
right.
I'm kidding.
Danish
Ready on
cookies.
first segment.
Yeah, we're going. We're ready.
Yeah.
I am anyway.
All right.
Okay.
Unos,
In
dos,
3,
tres.
2, 1. Welcome to NTR Radio. I'm Tom Enforcer Anubis.
I'm K-Odds.
And I'm VZ Mark II.
And this is a day of infamy.
Yeah.
I just realized that.
Yeah, no, I was reading the paper and they had stuff about Pearl Harbor. It's like, oh yeah, that is today.
Yeah, that was a thing today.
Pearl Harbor was a thing.
And now we're doing an anime podcast.
You gotta love it. I can feel like I'm being phantom punched by Roosevelt right now.
By like every individual who ever fought in the Pacific Front. Yeah, I know.
Considering that 90% of my room is Japanese product, so yeah.
Yeah, man.
So
we got
who really
Japanese
won
over
that?
here, Japanese there. We got the Haruhi armband there. What
Figures,
else?
Shiba
that
TV.
there. Exactly.
It's like so who really won? You know?
In the end, everybody won.
Yeah, well, except for the people that got dropped on, I guess.
Except for the people who died.
Yeah, that not so much. Okay, a
Anyways,
little bit of
moving on.
morbid humor there.
So what's everyone been doing?
Oh wow. Who wants to start?
I'll
I'll
go.
start.
Oh yeah,
for once.
let Anubis start.
All right, so I think the first major thing is that I'm working on making Task Force MOE a separate thing from She'sLostControl.net. Having a separate website for that.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Is that why you bought the .moe?
Yeah, that's also because I didn't want anyone to take taskforce.moe.
I gotta give it to you. You jumped on that.
Oh yeah. There's no way I'm letting someone else handle that domain name.
Oh yeah, you were probably
Even
like,
if I
fuck
do
that.
if I never do anything with it, I'll still keep it.
Yeah, screw that. That's mine.
But
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm working on making that into a separate thing. Basically what I want to do with it is kind of make a spiritual successor to the Moe Coalition.
Oh, okay. Are you gonna try to gather people from around?
that's exactly what I want to do with it.
So he wants to make the Moe Avengers.
No, don't even say that. Because now I'm thinking of that fucking dragster. What was it called? The Mauve Storm?
It was called the Mauve Storm, and then Arnold and his people had the Dark Avenger, and then they both crashed, and they made one go-kart out of it called the Mauve Avenger.
That's gotta be the worst fucking name for terrible. just terrible. No, but I understand what you're saying. It's gonna be kind of like a hub.
Yeah, kind of like the Moe Fandom HQ sort of thing.
Yeah, which means you'll probably be DDoSed within a week.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, that's the one major thing I've been working on over the past couple days. I've almost been keeping up with current anime. I still have to catch up on one episode of Amagi and a few episodes.
I have to say, the episode previous to the latest was amazing.
I love that one.
The one where they were had to do the trials. Yeah. I think that might be the best episode.
I'm still liking the pirate thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I normally don't.
I have to I think we're all in agreement, especially you, Anubis, that Build Fighters it's not trying hard enough.
Build Fighters needs to try harder. I'm not dropping it yet though.
Neither am I, because
freaking they had Meijin Kawaguchi showed up in the previous episode, and I'm waiting to see what they do with him, because he was one of the best characters in Build Fighters, and two, if any other older characters show up.
Also, next week is the next one's gonna have the Bear Guy F.
Yeah,
right.
I'm not actually. I'm not particularly excited for that.
I think didn't you even put a tweet about that?
Like the Bear Guy?
Something about that?
No, I don't think I said anything about it.
Maybe that was me. I don't know. Was it? You said you checked out. You told me you checked out the first episode of Girlfriend Beta.
Yeah.
How did you find that?
It was okay.
Really?
There wasn't anything I glaringly disliked about it, but it's not the kind of show that I'd be real pumped to watch.
All right. I would say then check out the other one, Inu Battle.
Yeah, I plan on checking that out at some point.
To interject, we got a little bit of news here. It's coming from the rumor mill, so take it with a grain of salt. A Moot is selling 4chan.
I've already heard about that.
Yeah, apparently to Gawker.
Uh-oh.
I gotta say, I don't see the return on investment there.
Why would you jump onto a sinking ship?
Okay, because people now are talking about...
That ship is sinking. I'm going to run off the pier and jump on it.
Yeah, it's like, okay...
You mean Gawker, right? Not Ford. Okay.
Gawker.
Alright.
Yeah, it's just a rumor. I don't really know, but I'm hearing things like even Poll and stuff is being like bombarded right now, and they're trying to moderate it, which that's just fucking funny. Yeah. Moderating Poll, okay? What's the point of that?
Oh, I never visit that part.
Me neither.
Well, it's politically incorrect.
Yeah.
So why would you mod that? Really?
I don't know. I feel, to a certain extent, I feel like 4chan is now a monster of its own now.
Oh yeah, it might as well be
going for it.
It's a sinking ship, no question. Yeah. People are either going to go somewhere else or whatever.
Yeah.
There's going to be stragglers, but they ain't going to like it.
I'm still there right now, but yeah, I'll go wherever the migration goes.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, flock of seagulls or some shit.
Somebody's gonna come up with their own,
Well, technically, you could argue Hot Wheels already did.
Yeah.
There are a few out there.
But anyway, that's kind of the rumor mill. Don't take that as like gospel or anything, but it's starting to kind of look like it though.
So I'm gonna go with what I've been doing. I've been watching a lot of stuff lately. Not going to go through all of it. I've been watching my Blu-rays and such. Also, I did 2 reviews this week. One is Lesbian Titty Ninjas.
There you go.
Yeah.
Always
Just
a good
pretty
decision.
Yeah.
It's like fuck Samuel Adams. That's always a good decision.
Saren Kaga, and the other one is Onii. Tried to do the best I review for that type of material, but not I still make it kind of work safe-ish.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I want people to check that out. Just tell me what you think. I want feedback if I'm a good writer for that stuff or not. I don't care if tell me I'm terrible. I don't care. I want feedback for said reviews.
What VZ's neglecting to say right now is that you can find links to his reviews on his site at vzmk2 moeandmechagotai.wordpress.com.
Yes.
I got you.
Donate to his Patreon.
No. What? Yeah. Or better yet, Kickstarter. Yes, Kickstarter for my invention that turns your 2D waifu real.
There you go.
Yeah, you would already be swimming in the money.
Yeah.
Or the invention that turns you 2D, and you could be transported into your waifu's world, which is probably what I would rather have. I want to go.
That would be problematic.
I was watching.
No, that would be great because then I get to kick Makoto's ass.
I was drowned Taisuke.
I was watching the Hidamari Sketch special Blu-ray, and I'm like, this is the world I want to be in. This is that's the world I want to be in. So I'll take the second machine that turns you that transports you to the 2D world.
If you're kind of how do I put this? If you're kind of limiting it to a series or a TV series, I wouldn't mind living in the Shuffle world.
That wouldn't be too bad.
Okay, I got one. Even though I
didn't think very hard about that, by the way.
Even though I haven't actually watched it, but I know enough of it. Put Anubis in the world of School Days.
That's what I'm saying.
Said that.
That's what I'm saying. And that would kind of actually be good for me because then I get to kick Makoto's ass.
Oh, that Makoto.
Push Taisuke onto the subway tracks.
Yeah, I was gonna say just shove him into a stalagmite.
Yeah. How about be transported into the Clannad world?
That'd be great. I'd do that.
Yeah, but then he'd just have tears all over his helmet. That sounded really bad now that I think about it.
I'll be transported to the Kaon world.
So will you be like the gym coach or like?
No, I'd be the guy viewing through the keyhole.
Yeah, the voyeur because it's voyeuristic.
The
it's a voyeuristic world. I'm watching.
He travels around high schools and tapes their all-girl bands.
The
thing is, there probably is somebody who actually does that, though.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, that's. I won't doubt it.
I certainly wouldn't doubt it over in Japan.
Nope.
The whole idol culture kind of.
Be transported to the world of the Idol Master, and I'd be the guy with the special handshake.
Really?
That's all.
Man.
And Yaya wouldn't know what it is on her hand, and she'd think it'd be like free something. I know.
That's just antifreeze.
Ooh, it's free cream. Because she's the poor one. I know you don't know him.
Hey, it's Maybelline.
She's the poor
That's
one,
disgusting.
so she'd think it's free cream to taste. That's all.
Okay. I'll add some of my own stuff here. All right. The holidays have been around, so obviously that makes things busy anyway. If you're anything like me, you got to visit relatives and all that other stupid shit that nobody really wants to do. But you feel kind of obligated to do it. Okay, there's that. I was writing on something, but I ended up scrapping it because I was making it really large, and I figured it'd be actually better to cut it into like succinct like parts.
So it's basically like how George Lucas, the original Star Wars, was going to be one movie, but then he broke it up.
Yeah, I guess you could look at it like that because I had like this, like I even had like a little chart with like how you have little arrows going into boxes and stuff.
So it's going to be.
It's not quite a flow chart, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it was going to be the Journal of the Wills, which was actually the original title for Star Wars. It was going to be
Well, it's funny that you put it like that because that is what these posts are going to be. They're going to be kind of the life story.
Oh! I'm sorry to cut you off, but it was like this weekend Star Wars trailer. What for episode 7, whatever.
Didn't see it.
Whoopie-doo. Okay, but they showed off. I saw the trailer for Idolmaster's Cinderella Girls, and holy shit, am I ever pumped for that? All right. It's like the full trailer with the characters animated, and as soon as I saw Anzu, which is the one that doesn't want to work, but
she just wants to bang on the drum all day.
No, she wants to be. She's a NEET, but she only became an idol to be. She became an idol only so that way she could live off the royalties. She's basically the patron saint of NEETdom.
I'm still chuckling with that.
So, yeah, and.
But yeah, okay. So yeah, I've decided to break it into parts. It'd be like, okay, this is where it starts, the origin, and just kind of follow up to the present. It'll just be an ongoing kind of thing that I have spread out. That'll be fun to read, hopefully. Beyond that, you might have noticed a little bit of inactivity on Twitter and some of that stuff. And there's a reason for that. It's oh boy. I've been spending a lot of that time with someone special. Let's just say
There we go.
For anonymity's sake, I'm not going to mention any more than that. But there you go.
I don't have a drop-in for that. Do I? No, I don't.
I was going to say, it's not going to be like the KISS thing that the studio audience does or something,
No.
is it? Okay, thank you.
I do have this drop. I do have this drop-in.
We get laid. We play football. We get laid.
I got
Really?
this drop-in.
Sex is bad. Stop talking about it.
You're betraying the otaku lifestyle.
I think I kind of technically already did that when, I had a vehicle.
Wow.
What, was that really bad?
Otakus can't drive.
Well.
What have I been doing?
What about those otaku that have
Yeah,
those?
with those baller-ass cars with the anime girls on them.
Yeah.
You can't. Well, you can't.
I saw
really.
a Miku Benz once.
Oh yeah, I saw that same fucking car. If it's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. God, that was bad.
Which
But-
one?
And yeah, a Mercedes Benz with Hatsune Miku all over it.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
it's
I
the
see
future.
everything.
Everybody drives a Benz.
What kind of
Yeah.
utopian future is this?
Yeah, no kidding.
Everybody gets a Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, you just like you put in your time card and you get a Mercedes Benz. You know?
That's the post-scarcity society.
See,
Everybody
that's when
just
you know
gets a
shit is
Mercedes.
good.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, some other stuff has occurred. Been trying desperately and fucking up, trying to play this video game that I'm. Yeah, if you ever played something and you can beat it and you're good at it and everything, but you're just having like off days with it and it's just pissing you off.
Clockwork Knight 2. Somehow I beat that game when I was like 7. Somehow, now I'm 20-something and I can't get past the second boss.
I'm playing, like I said, I've been replaying the Shinobi games, but it's like I used to be really good, especially at 3, but now it's just maybe because, but then again, that last stage is a bitch anyway. I always had trouble with that last stage, so, and I said even on Twitter, what is it about ninja games?
We have to blame Tecmo, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
but Shinobi
I mean
is
to an
Sega.
extent.
Shinobi is Sega, so it seems like all ninja games. I think it has to do with you're performing extraneous moves.
That in
also,
real life would break your limbs.
Well, you have to, that also dodging and attacking enemies.
Dodging machine guns and shit.
Yeah, which, by the way, Shinobi, that game is impossible to play without doing the infinite shuriken code. I hate games that limit your firepower. I hate games that limit your firepower. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, I kind
of like when they do that because
realism
makes it low. Well, not really realism. Makes it so you have to be smart about how you play and be smart about how you.
Yeah, but I'm the type that if I need to shoot, I'm always shooting because
you play Contra.
I die.
Yeah, you play too much shmups.
Yeah. Imagine a shooter game where they limit the amount of and I'm not even talking about bombs, the amount of
I would actually kind of enjoy playing that. That sounds like an interesting kind of thing.
That's right up his alley.
That sounds
not even right up my alley. It just sounds interesting. I'd like to see something done.
It could be interesting, but it also sounds like the most challenging shooter ever.
I'm saying, let's make a shooter more challenging than Border Down or Ikaruga.
And you run out and that's it. You can't. You just have to dodge.
Okay.
Not even that. It was like just you run out of bullets and you there's something you have to do to get more ammo. And it's either or graze bullets where it's touching your sprite and not your hitbox. Yeah, there we go. I'll make this game. Let's go.
For some reason, jeez. I hate hearing the word hitbox now because every time I hear it now, one of my idiot friends said the word fart box. And now every time I hear anything with box at the end of it, that's what keeps popping up in my head.
You want to make a what is it? How about a first-person shooter where you're the Moe Brigade and you have to shoot the anti-Moe Brigade?
I'll make that game. I have Unity.
But yeah, truly a combination of militarism and Moe.
And what would they even look like?
The anti-Moe Brigade.
They have the hat.
Phil Fish.
They'll have that hat. You know which one?
It's got to be orange. Or something weird like that.
And they're throwing copies of Redline at you. It's like Redline.
Their guns are the guns from Psychopaths.
Oh, which is hilarious.
No, they have no faces.
Okay, right now on Blu-ray, right? On Right Stuff, Redline, $7.
There we go.
Saving anime.
Mission failed.
Saving anime. $7 at a time.
To be on the serious side of things for a minute, I almost got in a wreck.
There we go.
Oh.
You're gonna love this. Don't get me wrong, there is somewhat morbid humor in this, but I'm going home, okay? And on this long straight stretch, it's about 40 to 45 miles an hour. So everybody's doing that, or going faster if they're feeling like, dodging cops. But so I'm right behind, and it's raining like a motherfucker. All right. So it's you know how when you have to have your Anubis anyway, you don't have to use vehicles to get around there, but have to click on your wipers to where they're on like super fast so you can even see.
Yep. Also, mine has one wiper.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's got the one wiper that goes back and forth and like kind of extends out, and it's really cool.
All right. Well, anyway, I've got that going on, and my wiper breaks.
There we go.
While I'm going 45 down the road, and I cannot see 30 feet in front of me now. It was awful. It's like I had to pull over, kind of try to fix it to the best of my ability, to where I could at least use it to kind of work, so I could get back home.
Yeah. The real world is outside the scope of this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. I almost had a, I don't know, what the hell is the name of that anyway?
Fender bender.
No. You'd be in a hell of a lot worse shape than a fender bender at 45 miles an hour. Oops a doodle.
Yeah, you almost have one of these.
See, you also need the one where it makes the little pinch sound when you don't have any rings.
Yeah. Yeah.
or worse, you need to find the drowning
Sonic
music.
alarms gotta be tan color. They're not blue.
They gotta be
Actually,
no.
fuck,
The drowning music.
Oh god, the drowning music.
Like I think I still have nightmares about that. like you hear that music and you're like, fuck. And it just starts speeding up and you're like, crap. It's like, yeah, exactly. You hear that.
I'm hearing that the Sonic Boom game is terrible, by the way.
So am I. It's a good thing I stopped playing Sonic games a while ago. After
Sonic's arms are not blue.
Well, after Sonic
Actually, that's
06,
not. I couldn't give a fuck, but certain someone is.
I don't really give a shit.
It's the same stuff that people have been complaining about the Sonic games since Sonic 4 came out. And that was supposed to be like the big fan wank game, but they complained about that too.
I thought the big fan wank was Sonic Generations because that was the one that.
Big fan wank game. Sonic 4 was supposed to be the big fan wank game, but nobody liked that one. Like the people like me didn't like that one because it was a step backwards. The dumb people didn't like that one because they're dumb people and they're never going to be satisfied with a game that isn't Sonic 3. So that the game by itself coming out was a dumb decision in the first place.
They're just mad that Michael Jackson won't possibly be on there anymore.
That's so sad. We're never gonna get a Sonic game with a soundtrack by Michael Jackson again. Let's get a Sonic game with a soundtrack by Prince.
Or Run DMC.
Yeah, there we go. Let's make all of Knuckles levels background music rap again, because that was the best thing about Sonic Adventure 2's music.
Get like Exhibit up in there. And...
Yeah. Ludacris. No. 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 The Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh yeah,
was
there
the
you go.
soundtrack for Knuckles levels.
There you go. Very nice. But yeah, it's been pretty good, and plus there's just some other things going on, but. You know, I've been kind of sneaking in episodes of stuff here and there. Irregular sleep schedule, all that good stuff.
That kind of sounds like an anime title. Irregular
irregular sleep schedule. That almost sounds like it could be an erogate too.
In any case, that's the break. Keep right here on NTR Radio. Alright, do that, and do that. Do
right.
That.
See, you got the bang on the drum all day joke.
And then spend 5 years choosing a music track.
The DMX Reading Rainbow thing? Same old shit! What do we got here? Neat. There's a person named Chino in Florida. That's random. Not as random as some of the other things that have popped up on my timeline, but... Wow. There's a name for you. Violated Heroin Stream.
There we go.
That sounds rather forcey, doesn't it? And I don't mean that in the Star Wars sense.
The Forced Awakens, or Unleashed, or whatever. No, Awakens, whatever. The Awakening Force, I don't know. black stormtrooper.
Yeah, what was the big deal? What was everybody flipping out about that?
Because it's a black stormtrooper. When they don't know that between the events of Episode 3 and Episode 4, the 501st actually went back to Camino and raided the place, because the Kaminoans were cloning clone troopers because they were rebelling. They didn't like the Empire, so the 501st had to come down, drop the hammer on them, and then after that, there were no more clones. And most of the storm, and really all the stormtroopers you see, Episode 4 through 6, are all just regular recruits who signed up or were conscripted.
There you go.
I actually like the new stormtrooper design. I will say this: I actually like the new stormtrooper design.
I didn't see
that's
it
the only
'cause I
thing.
didn't watch the trailer.
There's
That's
your
the only thing. Yeah, that's the only thing.
That's your Star Wars update.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the stormtroopers, all different ethnicities and male, female, nothing new.
It's like, have you ever seen one without even a helmet on anyway?
Yeah, no, you don't see them except for in expanded universe stuff.
That's what I mean. I mean in the canon, you know.
I actually saw someone
doesn't
already had a tattoo of that droid that's in the trailer.
I didn't see
No.
the trailer, so I don't know what the trailer
Okay, it's imagine a head, just a droid head, like an R2-D2 head, on a soccer ball, and that's your new droid.
Why is Star Wars being so dumb now?
Because
Wake me
it's
up
not
when Republic
1980
Commando 2
Because it's
comes
not
out.
the 80s anymore. Because it's not the 80s anymore. Like
Not even that. Episode 2 was cool. I enjoyed that.
actually, I'm
let's
the
do-
weird
let's
one.
do
I actually
that again.
like. I'm the weird one. I actually like Episode 1, despite Jar Jar. I don't know why.
I enjoyed Episode 1. It had a lot of really intriguing, like, political stuff going on, and it really set the scene for what happens in Episode 2. Still haven't chosen a music track.
And then, of course, after 2, we got
No.
yeah, no.
Don't do it, Anakin. I have the high ground, even though having the high ground has never been pertinent or mattered for anyone else at any point in time. From the beginning of the series up until now, and from now to where the series concludes.
Also, like, what is it? When he go,
He meant he had the moral high ground.
I hate you! You were the chosen one! You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not destroy it! And I'm like...
Actually, you know what? Speaking
First
of
off, you're probably thinking, wow, that's hammy.
Well, Star Wars dialogue has always been That's
Yeah,
the other thing.
but that's just it, though. It felt fitting in the original ones.
Scruffy Nerfurger. Hey, that's our word. Don't. That's our word. You can't use it. And yeah.
I feel like I'm in a waiting room right now.
Holy shit! Was that Idolmaster trailer like the level of like meh from that Star Wars trailer to holy shit, am I effing pumped up and down, you know, spinning around like for that Idolmaster Cinderella trailer.
As long as you don't do what Daniel Tosh did on that thing.
I don't know who that is and what. Oh, well, yeah, Tosh.0, you mean?
Yes.
What did he do?
Where he's naked, like sitting on the like merry-go-round, or standing on the like the merry-go-round thing.
Yeah. I would say I guess Anubis might even want to see the new Idolmaster.
I know a certain Mr.
I'm definitely watching the new Idolmaster, even though I haven't.
I know a
finished the
certain
first series.
Miura needs to fucking stop and continue Berserk.
Oh yeah.
It's like this is coming out, isn't that great? Not if you're a Berserk fan.
get this up so I don't fan scramble.
I kid him. That's really his life's work. So.
What music is this from?
Sonic Adventure 2. This is that knuckle stage rap I was talking about.
Oh, this is interesting. Toho makes first Godzilla film in 12 years.
Oh,
Since yeah.
Unfortunately, no one can pay to go see it.
Oh, 'cause of the yen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet, but that the new one that they did here, the Godzilla, like just didn't. And everyone said it wasn't that good, either.
I don't know. Don't take like my words for gospel, since I'm not really a movie person. I'll basically sit down and watch anything that isn't dookie and enjoy it, but I enjoyed it.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, all
Not
right.
in theaters, but I saw it on
I can't imagine you in a theater because I can just see you sitting there yelling at people that have their phones and shit out. You want me to yank that out of your hand?
There's nothing upcoming that I could think of that I want to see in the movie theaters.
Yeah, there's not really anything.
Seriously, why do people do that? Why do people sit there and play on their fucking phone?
Because those are the kinds of people who are in their phone like 20 out of the 24 hours in the day.
I mean, I don't think I'm gonna see the Transformer movie. I don't know if I want to see any more Transformer movies in the theaters. Maybe. Definitely no. I am so done with superhero movies.
I'm very, very done with superhero movies.
Here's the
There was
thing.
nothing for me in the first place.
Man of Steel broke me. Man of Steel.
It broke you. It's like the rack.
I don't ever no, because here's the thing. I don't ever want to see 9/11 on the big screen ever again. And what I mean by that is
don't watch the remake of The Omen. They felt the need to put that in there.
What I'm talking about, yeah, the very specific type of collateral damage that's supposed to invoke the 9/11 feeling to the viewer.
I'm out of cereal. In my case.
Well, more like dust on firefighters and such, and it's just like I don't want to see that. I don't want to, because I'm actually,
well, not only that, but they're milking it.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But both that and the superhero movie.
Well, yeah, was it now?
It's
like
oversaturated, unquestionably.
Like 2 dozen upcoming superhero movies.
Here's what happened. You had big, genuinely good movies like The Dark Knight and stuff like that. And then people saw that and say, hey, we can make a lot of money out of this.
Well, It's the Marvel's trying to connect all that shit together.
Well, that too.
Which is like...
Which in and of itself, I don't have... It's just oversaturated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when sci-fi or something like that hits a nerve and then everybody tries to copy it, Yep.
Well, they're kind of desperate right now for the big... and I guess this is what they think.
I will say it's better than all these. I will say it's better than all them fucking remakes, though. I will say at least that, because that was probably the lowest point I can think of in film that I can remember.
What we're getting is pseudo remakes.
Well, in some cases these are just adaptations.
Or we're getting sort of like these franchises that are done, but they're still like another there's going to be another Terminator.
Yeah, I saw that.
There's going to be there's going to be a new, which I actually saw the trailer for, a new Mad Max.
Why?
A new what?
Why?
Yeah. It's not what's his face?
Mel Gibson?
Yeah. It's not in it.
Well, no, of course not.
It's not. Was it? Yeah, no.
He'll never work in Hollywood again.
There's that. There's no. Was it?
We should probably get back.
We should probably get back.
Yeah.
We're just like talking now.
Talking about movies. I've completely checked out at this point. Okay, ready on second segment.
All right, let's roll.
In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to NTR Radio.
Oh, before we start,
Do it.
2 things. Okay. This came in the mail today.
You got to explain because not everybody's watching it as it's happening.
What is that
It is-
VZ that you're holding in your hand?
Oh, Non Biori on Blu-ray.
There you go.
I like how you also needed to turn it back around to find out what it was.
I don't know why
That just sounded really funny.
If you've never seen the show, it's great. It's one of my favorites from last year. Really, if you like Iyashike, it's excellent in that category. The other thing that I got this week is Get Up!
Oh snap!
Yeah, Super Robot Shigoken Getter 1, and it's awesome. And it's not a lot of metal, but it's well constructed. Exponentially better than the Reveltech I have of this. What, like half a decade ago now? No, this
Okay.
thing's great.
Let's get to the actual meat of the topic, shall
Also,
we?
the yen is crazy low right now, so
It
anything
is.
you want from Japan
We'll talk about that in the beginning of the beginning of the third
in the
segment.
third. Okay.
But yeah, so the topic is we're answering the question: should anime be mainstream? And what I want to do is I want to get both of your opinions
I know. I just
because then I'm based on what you guys say, I'm gonna make an assertion. Okay, so one of you go ahead.
I'll go. All right. It really depends on what you mean by that because you can take that 2 ways. And to some extent, you could say it already has. I mean, in the sense that it's not hard to get or anything, and you can see it on TV and all kinds of stuff.
It's so much easier to get anime.
Oh yeah, than it was when I was younger. Oh yeah.
I mean, to a certain extent, but you know,
But what was being
both
asked?
models aren't hard to get either, and that's not mainstream.
No. Okay. What I really think that question is asking is should it be mainstream in the sense like it's on multiple channels at once and like it's palatable for everybody.
No.
And that kind of thing. And I would say no in that regard because if you strip away the things that make it anime, it just becomes just another piece of animation.
Exactly. Well, yeah, because anime specifically is Japanese.
Yeah, I mean it's the little cultural and what's the word I want to look for here? Kind of the quirks, if you will.
Yeah, I will say the only time that they ever worked as a sort of mainstream. Well, actually, 2 periods. One is the bubble era of animation, which is the 80s, in my opinion, to early 90s, when we were using Japan as our...
we were outsourcing?
Yes. And it, like even if you didn't know, you could tell which ones were done in Japan and which ones weren't, just by, like, there were these little touches.
Stylistic choices.
Yeah, even if the character designs were Western, they were still like it's still like the way the camera angles and sometimes the shading.
Right. If you've seen enough anime, that kind of stuff, you kind of home in on it.
Yeah. The other thing is the other period was the Pokemon boom.
Right, which is in a way kind of ties into what I said earlier by how easy it is to get.
Yeah.
Because that's around the time when it was everywhere.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the notion that pretty much exactly. I'm gonna mirror pretty much what K-God said about.
I mean, not in terms of availability. Obviously, that's technically already here.
Right.
Yeah, that I love that. I love the fact that it's just so easy.
I mean, I don't understand the people that actually get mad about that.
Legal and illegal, illegal means to get anime.
This stuff is too available. Yeah, what?
Who says that?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Like these are people that clearly didn't, or one of two mindsets. One, they're just hungry for the days when it was secret, super special, kind of thing. Which I don't get that because those days kind of sucked.
Is that a certain dumpy place? You know what?
I don't know. Maybe I don't pay attention to them.
Yeah.
No one should.
Or the other type of people are the kinds that just think that. I totally lost my train of thought by that because now I'm thinking of that place.
Yeah. I will say there's 2 points of nostalgia that I have for when and again, like I said, the bubble era of the 80s. But the reason for that was because of the robot. Was it because of the robot boom?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the sort of that was sort of the golden era of Japan infiltrating the video game market of the West into the West right after the video game crash. So pretty much every single game, or nearly every single game, was Japanese.
Right.
So there's that. But
you mean you don't like the '80s for Pina Colada? The Escape song. Pina Coladas.
I have
really?
never heard that. No.
Wow. Okay, well, don't I feel like the fool?
I might have heard it, but I probably not think. All right. The other thing is, well, I was gonna say like the era from like when Power Rangers came out, because that too is Japanese and Sentai. But actually, I have a sort of nostalgia for that point when during the Toonami boom, but not for the reason that other people are. Because there was a lot of cool animes. It was almost like a mini renaissance for robot stuff on the shelf, because you had the Gundam and you had Zoids on the shelves.
Oh, Zoids was my shit.
So yeah, you had a lot of.
I was Zebra fan right there, actually.
You had a lot of stuff that was Japanese on the shelf. Today, it's not really like that anymore.
It's strangely actually closer to what it was when I got into it.
Well, right now it's if you were to go to like Target, which is a bad call.
Which is always a bad call.
It's a bad call.
It's pretty much the evergreen franchises that have always been So there's always going to be Transformers. There's always going to be Star Wars. There's always going to be Ninja Turtles. It's like the same IP that's been popular for 20 to 30 years.
Right.
Right. I understand what you're getting
and
at.
very, very, very little new IP can get in. I mean, I understand that's partly through the economic things, but I mean that's also just there isn't the aggressive sort of
marketing.
Yeah, like again.
I mean, you don't turn it on. You see commercials for stuff like Crossfire anymore.
Well, you don't see
like board games like that, or
you don't see Saturday morning cartoons or weekday cartoons anymore. I mean, I understand,
exactly.
Different era we live in, and
right. I think the last of the just regular cartoons that were on that I actually liked was probably like Animaniacs or Freakazoid and stuff like that, or even Gargoyles to an extent. Which I know I just outed myself right there.
Gargoyles was a pretty decent,
It had James Earl Jones,
There we go.
So also, but I mean, okay, so let's touch more on the whole what anime being mainstream and shit.
Well, okay, hang on. So I'm gonna make an assertion, and I'm gonna kind of sort of play devil's advocate. Not in so much that I'm gonna make a deliberately disingenuous argument so you guys can shoot it down, but for the sake of argument, I'm gonna say that it should be mainstream.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, look at what happened to gaming. We have a bunch of games that sell real well, bunch of games that are really high budget, made to sell a whole lot of units, and then we've got the stuff that's kind of in the middle. I mean, we've got the Call of Duties, we've got the Battlefields, we got the Assassin's Creeds and all that, but we also got Ace Combat, we also got Armored Core.
Well, that's kind of
We
like
also got X3 Terran Conflict.
that's kind of like the anime market right now here, where there's the few super popular things. Most of it is what airs on tonight. You got the DBZ, you got your I'm sure Attack on Titan's selling really well.
Well, we have that kind of structure in the anime industry, but we don't have the benefit of it having that same kind of marketing push that AAA games have.
Mm.
Because if we have, you don't really see commercials for Attack on Titan, but you'll see commercials for the new Call of Duty. You don't have that kind of marketing dollars behind it, and I think that's where anime in the West could benefit from being mainstream.
Well, to be fair, there's such little capital in the Western anime market because not enough people are spending the money to buy anime, which is something of a real irksome thing. If that's a pet peeve of mine, the other, the one is calling moe pedophilia. That's the one. The other one is people that sort of defend not buying the anime that they enjoy.
And
I understand they can't buy everything, and I understand that
that's where being mainstream would benefit.
And
Larger fan base.
And I understand the whole Sailor Moon thing, alienating their customers with the fuck up release.
Well, no, that's just refusing to buy a bad product.
Yeah, which is people that's smart.
But what I'm saying is the industry could benefit from being mainstream simply by the fact that they would be reaching more people's ears, reaching more people's eyes, reaching more people's wallets.
Okay.
The argument is that I know part of the argument is that being mainstream would kind of diminish from the more niche stuff, but I don't necessarily think that would be the case.
Okay. I actually do have a response to that. Part of that, I see where you're getting at, but it's one of those things where I don't really think it's not nearly as it's so much more of a niche thing in general anyway than gaming is. Because let's face it, even my parents play video games.
Certainly, but gaming had to go through decades of being very, very niche before it got mainstream.
True. Okay. I see what you're saying. You're not really making a timeline here. Like you're not making what's the word I want? A projection of time here.
Yeah, it's not something that has
within 5 years, you're going to be watching Gundam at IMAX or something,
Right, exactly.
I see what you're saying. You're talking about kind of long-term, kind of.
Yeah, should anime ever be mainstream?
I don't think it's almost not even a matter of should so much as it can it.
I think I'll go with that notion. Yeah, can it be mainstream, and
and still remain what it is?
I think it can, and I don't think it would necessarily change the medium all that much.
I say it would because there's just so much little things that people. All right. Well, first off, let's look at what type of anime gets put on TV versus what. There's such a disparaging on what is popular in Japan versus what.
Sells here.
Well,
yeah.
There's always been. I can think of 2 examples where popularity in Japan and popularity in the U.S. intersected, and that's Evangelion and Madoka.
That's also Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan's popular in Japan? I did not know.
Yes. Yeah, you haven't been paying attention. There's crazy amount of.
I don't pay attention to Attack on Titan. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not interested in it either, but I see the crazy amount of figures and merchandise that it.
And that's another thing.
To a certain extent, that's something that can't be judged in such a small time frame. You need years to determine that.
Right. Well, here's another thing that you kind of should bring in there. Another thing is just the outright structure and the way we market this stuff. I mean, in Japan, peripheral stuff is actually almost as, if not more important than the actual product itself. Like it seems like you know what I mean by that, like figures and merchandise and things like that.
Yeah.
And
I get what you're saying.
that's not really how shit works here so much, except for with really big IPs. I mean, you know, I'm trying to think of something specific that isn't like Star Wars or something like that. I don't know, like Lord of the Rings or something. Fuck, I don't know. You know, you got T-shirts and books and all that stuff, which probably sell. These little things like that actually probably made more money than the movies actually did. But just regular shows don't usually do that here, unless they have some kind of like cult following, like oddly enough, like My Little Pony or something like that, to where they become like this big almost. It starts out like just kind of like this thing on the internet, and then all of a sudden you start seeing it everywhere. But the amount of stuff that comes out like that, I don't know. I just don't think the way they market things and the way we market things, that it would quite work like that.
Well,
to a certain extent, I mean to a certain extent that's why you get this disparity between what gets popular over in Japan and what gets popular here.
Well, to be fair, you're not gonna ever see like, you know, let's go to, you know, Target. Oh, look, there's Sakura Trick. You know,
certainly, but you're not gonna go. You're not gonna say, "Let's go to Target and see." Oh, look, there's Armored Core for Answer. You're not gonna go to Target and say, "Oh, look, there's X3 Terran Conflict."
I'm just not gonna go to Target.
First of all, you're not gonna go to Target anyway. But second of all, you're not gonna go to one of those major retailers like Target or Walmart or whatever and see, okay, look, there's X3 Terran Conflict. It's actually funny. My local Best Buy has a copy of X Rebirth for like $8. That's how bad that game was. But
it still costs more than Redline Blu-ray.
But it's like your chances of seeing something niche in a major retailer are low anyway. Regardless.
I see where you're going. You're basically saying kind of what I like to think of as the Best Buy syndrome here. To where the main kind of big sellers and stuff would be what you would acquire, but you'd have to get like the more I don't even want to, because I feel like we're overusing the word niche here. The kind of more oddball or in the middle or just lesser known stuff, like through like an online channel.
Yeah, like
and that's how the sales would actually kind of work.
Right, like I don't know. 8 years ago, I could go to Best Buy and buy a nice flight stick. Can't do that anymore. You'd be lucky if you find a flight stick.
10 years from now, you'll be lucky there's a Best Buy.
Exactly, but you're not gonna find something that esoteric, that niche.
Esoteric, very nice.
Yeah, exactly. You're not gonna find something like that at a major retailer, and that's just par for the course at this point.
Well, okay. Let's shift
if
gears.
I wanted airsoft guns, I'm basically only going online. Because you're not going to find a good one at like Walmart or something like that.
All right, guys. I'm going to shift gears, and there's a sort of other notion that there's a sort of push in that certain people want for anime, and that's you know, the type of people that want anime to be represented as this sort of high art medium that's like Miyazaki.
For the most part, it actually isn't.
For the most part, that it actually isn't.
Well, I know. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't even say that's it being mainstream. That's it being high art bullcrap.
No, but there's people that really wanted to push that notion.
Certainly.
But
they can push it all they want.
They're not looking at the whole medium, though.
Exactly.
Oh, no,
they're looking at Miyazaki, and they're looking at Flowers of Evil every time something like that comes out.
They're like completely ignoring the fact that things like Ranma Half and, you know,
these are
like
the people
really
who
popular.
look at video games, and they look at video games and they only see stuff like Gone Home or exactly.
Like I don't even really. I'm not even really a Grand Theft Auto fan, but I certainly would play it over that.
Absolutely.
I think everyone would.
I mean,
But though those are different kind of folks.
Yeah, they kind of are, because those
are-
come from like those art house kind of
Yeah, it's like
really snobby. It's like it's like a meritocracy, but it's really snobby. And
I wouldn't even say if it's a meritocracy.
I mean, yeah, but they see these things as having merit, but things like, I don't know, Kiss X Sis is not having any kind of like
Right.
merit.
But those are not the kind of people I'm talking about when I'm saying.
No,
I'm
I
talking
see
about
what
anime
he's
being
getting at.
mainstream. But what I'm saying is, if we get to the point where anime is something that is just shown on TV, like you're gonna, okay, it's gonna be Dexter's Lab and then Girls in Ponzi or something like that. And we're talking about anime being shown on just regular ass TV, and you go into Walmart and they have like a little section full of anime.
They used to. They used to have it Target.
I know they used to, but you go into the store and they have a section for anime, and like people in general know what anime is.
Of course, there's people that still call it Chinese cartoons.
Certainly.
Yeah,
They're
but
dumb.
most people I see doing that are doing it to be funny.
Exactly.
No. One time I even asked, "Do you have any anime?" And it was like, "What? You mean those Chinese cartoons?"
Yeah, well, that person's just either fucking with you or stupid.
I'm gonna go with stupid.
But no, it's if we're at that point where people in general know anime and people in general have perhaps watched an anime and enjoyed it, I don't think that would change the medium too much. I think that could only help us.
This is all hearsay because it's in a situation right now where that wouldn't happen
So
anyway.
it's all speculation.
I mean, because it's actually in not exactly the greatest place right now.
No.
In the sense, and I'm not saying there ain't good shows and stuff. I'm saying that like financially and that kind of thing, it's not in the best it's ever been or anything.
Right. But this is just all speculation.
I mean, let's face it. In the U.S., it really has taken a big hit. I mean, from years ago.
I think it's improved from a few years ago.
Well, what I mean by again, like, I hate to use this example, but like if I go to Best Buy, which I'm not going to, but if I did, if I went to their anime section, there really isn't one anymore. It's basically merged with the special interest shit, like Buns of Steel videos and stuff, which is funny because that's what I remember when I got into it, what it was like.
To a certain extent, though, Best Buy has done a lot of downsizing in other departments as well.
Oh yeah, their music section.
Remember, a few minutes ago, I was talking about flight sticks.
Yeah, and their music section is crap if you actually like anything that it isn't just run-of-the-mill radio stuff.
Yeah, like basically every section has been downsized, and so it's not just anime. It's to a certain extent retail store, like big retail stores like that in general have been on the downward slope for a bit.
Well, okay.
And part of that is because they aren't working with the online concept.
No, certainly not.
But all right. Let's move on again. Let's get what the average person that even knows what anime thinks anime is, which is of course either stuff for little kids like Pokemon and
Tentacle porn.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm getting really tired of all this. Like, I'm getting really sick of all this like insults toward tentacle porn.
Well, here's the thing about
Stop hating on tentacles.
Seriously, it was creative.
Anime being mainstream would solve that problem.
No, but anime.
No. Let me finish.
The other mindset on that.
Let me finish. If everyone were readily able to access and watch anime, a lot less people would have that perception.
But at the same time, that would expose the certain aspects of anime
that they would try to get rid of.
Would it? Would it really?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
It would. We've already seen them try to do that with it just creeping in, even while it's still in its infancy. There's been stories on all kinds of shit where they're actually trying to get international pressure to get rid of this stuff too.
Have they succeeded in getting rid of it though? I can still go and watch Kiss Exist. I can still go and watch Kodomo no Jikan.
True.
The niche people can still get the stuff. The people
you make it sound like it's a drug deal.
Well, no, the people who care about it can still go and get it.
He's like, you got my Kajika? Come on, man.
Exactly. We can go and watch friggin'...
He's got this bad visual of you in a big brown coat.
Look.
So we can go and watch
you want
Ladies
some
vs. Butlers, and we can be fine with that.
You want some
The other people don't need to know about it, just like the gamers who play Call of Duty all day and nothing else don't know about extraterritorial conflict, and they don't need to know about it.
Okay, I wish I had your optimism. I'll just say that.
I'm just saying, this is how I see this happening.
I'm not a pessimist. I'm with the K-God's notion of being a realist here.
I'm not an optimist. I'm a pragmatist. I'm a realist. This is how I see it happening. I'm not being optimistic about it. This is the way. Because I saw what happened to gaming, and you know what? Everyone's fine with gaming now.
Apparently not indie devs.
Fuck those people. All right. Everyone who's like random person on the street probably all right with gaming right now.
Like like even the head of the philosophy department, which this is odd, but likes to play like BioShock or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. If people knew about the stuff and were readily able to get it easily, trivially, a lot more people would have a much fairer notion about what this stuff is. They wouldn't get it. They wouldn't be tier 3, but they'd at least be tier 1. They'd at least be tier 1 and be comfortable with being tier 1.
Okay. I'm going to have to go with the notion more though that it would be more like the UK scene. Which is a horrifying thought to me. to where like, you know, certain things like the Miyazakis and the Ghost in the Shells are like held up, and everything else is just considered to be like some kind of bad low-brow trash that only fuck-ups and weirdos, you know.
And write articles in magazines that say about
and outright try to ban stuff and
that say
like that.
Japan, stop it, stop.
I mean, that's my realism approach. That's why I think this would happen.
I saw what happened to gaming.
To be fair, though, those are kind of different.
Yeah, but gaming doesn't have the sexual content that or is most gaming.
I'm not saying let's just put Kiss Exist out there and on TV and stuff like that. I'm saying let's get the kind of shows people would just straight up the kind of like more entry level stuff. Let's put Oron on there. People like Oron.
Well, there was the Funimation channel for a while.
Yeah, there was a Funimation channel. I never had the Funimation channel, and I'm an anime fan.
And there's I'm saying
this is all stuff you have to work to get.
Here's another thing, though.
You don't really need to do anything to know Call of Duty exists.
Then you right. But then you got people like me who like stuff in its original form too. So you're just not gonna see subtitled shit on TV.
No, you're not. I don't play. I don't purchase Assassin's Creed games. You kidding me? I don't go out and by like I'm not there day one for the latest AAA release. It doesn't. We can still consume our stuff our way. There are just more people out there consuming stuff their way, and my big thing with this is there's potential for those people to become level 2, to become level 3, to get more into it, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Like I said, I see where you're getting at. I just don't. From what I can see of the fans and the current atmosphere and stuff, I just don't see it playing out that way.
Pretty much.
This is all that is predicated on it being niche, though.
Yeah, it's also lots of years of experience too.
But I'm saying all of that, the current fandom right now is entirely predicated on anime being niche.
I suppose.
From then up until now. And I'm saying if more people knew about this stuff, and if more people knew this stuff even existed, more people had some kind of base level exposure to what this stuff actually is, the layman would have a much fairer opinion of it.
True.
And but potentially, and this is where I start getting into a pipe dream. So correct me if you think I'm incorrect about this. But you get the layman would have a much fairer opinion on it, and they wouldn't be so easily swayed by the opinions of the the general purpose opinion leaders of the Western fan base who want to get rid of all the stuff they don't like. They'd come in with this saying, okay, it's just like it's Japanese cartoons is all it is. Okay, this is all right. There's stuff here I can get into, and when individuals come and start screaming, okay, we got to get rid of all this stuff, and we can't have X, Y, and Z. They'd be like, oh, what's going on? I thought this was just regular ass shows I'm watching. This isn't degenerate. What's wrong with you?
Okay.
That's my pipe dream.
All
that
right.
part was the pipe dream.
Right, because I was about to say the problem with that is that the people that that behave that way would outnumber the people who just like it as it is.
I honestly don't think that's
if
the
it
case.
became that way, and it would. I'm just saying what I think. You know, could be full of shit. I mean,
No, I actually agree with. I mean, I like the pipe dream aspect of Anubis also.
Certainly.
But at the same time,
Wizard's first rule: people are stupid.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just I already kind of know what people's reactions to anime and much of its content. First off, just the fact that it's a foreign product.
That alone would kill some people that just are racist or whatever.
But you're saying all this. You're saying, okay, we know the opinions of people on it. All that is predicated on it being niche.
Well, not what I just said. that could be predicated on just being xenophobic.
The foreign thing certainly, but the okay, we know how people in the fandom act this way. All that's predicated on it being a niche product.
Gotcha. All right. Well, the reason I said that is because you got people like my dad who won't buy a foreign car.
Certainly. And that's certainly there's just people who won't buy foreign stuff. That's cool in the gang. That's independent of whatever we're talking about.
Right. That cool in the gang. All right. Okay. I see what you're getting at. I agree to disagree, I guess. I just going off based off purely what I've seen and what I know. I mean, I certainly don't have a crystal ball or anything.
I think it's. I think that if it was something that could happen, it would be nothing but beneficial.
Okay, but I'm gonna take a quote from yourself actually here. Past performance is always an indicator of future results.
Certainly, but this is not past performance. This is something new. Like I've been saying for the past 5 minutes, all that is predicated on it being niche. Okay. What happens when we get just regular ass people who don't come into it with an already skewed perspective on what it is.
Night shift
into the
nurses.
fandom.
Yeah, we'll show this late night.
Yeah, what happens when we don't get the people who saw Akira and thought it was the greatest thing ever, and then started actually watching anime, and what they saw wasn't Akira, so they don't like it. What happens when we get people who aren't those people into the fandom?
Well, that brings up an interesting point, because it almost seems like you want to perform like one of those control experiments. Like you have that, which we've already seen that, but you also want to have like the people who don't have the placebo or whatever.
Yeah, that would be nice to be able to perform.
You just have a god complex, admit it.
Well, okay, I thought we already knew that, but that's what I'm saying. Is what really could it hurt if more people got into if more people just got into anime? If it was more accessible? Because it's not like our stuff would disappear. It would just be there would be certain kinds of shows and certain shows that would have a great deal more marketing behind them and a great deal more of a just general fan base. It would be exactly like Call of Duty versus something like Ace Combat.
Okay. I don't know. I really don't. I already kind of said my piece, so I'm not really sure how quite. It's like I can't really. I can't really argue with it. I mean, again, because it's speculative, it's hard to.
Certainly.
Anyway, it is food for thought, I suppose. Or is the phrase I like to say in recent times, think about it. Which, yeah, I know I said something really disgusting with that phrase a little while back.
Oh, I think I know which one you said.
Yeah, you probably do. So, all right, well, there you have it. Food for thought for listeners. Comments and mail or
I want to know what people
threats,
think about
whatever.
this. I don't know if I'm just being crazy, because I don't think I am. I think that if this kind of thing could happen, it could honestly work, and it could honestly work in everyone's benefit. Because I mean, I feel like a lot of the problems we're having in anime is caused by it being so niche. We have all this hostility in the anime fandom because we genuinely can't find people who just aren't that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the opinion leaders are very hostile, and we don't have too many people to really look up to and kind of gather around who aren't these kinds of people who badmouth fans they don't like, or who just crap on shows for no real reason.
Wholesale, yeah.
They other than, oh, this show has something I don't like on it and whatnot.
Okay, I'll add to that. I can't add to that. I think part of that problem is more from where these people are coming from, because a lot of them are not technically they didn't get into anime through even their own curiosity. They got into it through like sci-fi or something like that, you know, or they come from like film degree backgrounds or something like that.
Well, yeah, they're level 1. They like shows that happen to be anime.
And yeah, exactly. Their entire vision of the medium is kind of skewed by that.
Well, I mean, I got it
by that background. I mean.
Well, I mean, I got through toys and some you know, some stuff that was on TV and.
But let me ask you this.
But I evolved.
You probably. I was even gonna say. I bet you don't give a shit what others think about you, though.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Blood out.
These people do care. These people care what their peers think about them when they like certain things. It's very obvious they do.
Yeah.
It's like this weird insecurity.
I finally have an anime I can show my friends.
Like who actually thinks like that? Like
show
I could show this to my parents. Like I didn't know you watched anime with your parents. I mean, I'm not saying that's bad necessarily, but I just don't understand that mindset. That you like
I like
you
to show
you have to
I like to
dignify
show
what,
anime to other people. I'm
But
not.
look,
but like you have
here's the
to
thing, though.
like if you have to dignify what you're into to other people.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
if you have to, if it's a justification for you, if it's this is, if you feel like you have to justify what you're watching to other people around you, I feel like that's an insecurity.
I'm not going to
Amazing
show
security.
Big
Seren Kagura. I'm not going to show something like Seren Kagura.
Well, exactly. Like I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to show.
I could show something like Non Biori.
I mean, no, I don't think any one of us are going to show, like, I don't know, Irotsuki Doji or La Blue Girl to our parents. I mean,
Yeah,
just
no. It's not gonna happen.
like even, I mean, to be honest, my mom at least would probably find it funny, but because she's weird like I am. But
I want to. Well, see, the problem is I don't want to show anything that's too story intensive because then it's like you have to pay attention to stuff. But then I run at the risk of also the opposite, which pretty much is what happens all the time anyway, which is that the stuff doesn't have a story.
It assumes you know certain things.
Well, but there's the other type of, which is what I end up usually showing, which is the stuff that doesn't have.
Well, I mean more like Japanese cultural kind of phenomenons and stuff like that.
Well, I tend to explain those things anyway.
Yeah, see, I don't like having to do that.
Yeah.
If you're really interested, I think that's something you'll figure out on your own through just kind of being in immersion.
Because there's some people that just say, why they have blonde hair and blue, why don't they look Japanese?
Then there's that too. Yeah.
They don't look Japanese. And I'm like,
yeah, exactly. Why are they white? Cis white privilege.
There you go.
Despite the fact that they're, not speaking in English.
But no, I feel like there's definitely a major
Why do they
personal
have big
insecurity
boobs?
having to justify
which
to
is what
other people
my
why you're watching what you're watching.
that's what my why do they have such big boobs? Japanese people don't have such big boobs.
Because it's nice, that's why.
And I'm like
because they were looking at Hitomi Tanaka. When they were drawing this character.
And I'm like actually some of them do.
Yeah. If you've paid attention and
Yeah, some of them do. Yeah, pretty much.
Must be all those milk products.
And well, that explains this character.
The growth hormones, they give. Yeah.
Because she's from Tokyo and she moves to the country, and the other one that is actually older than the other sister is actually shorter and flatter than everyone else except for the little one. So
to me, asking why, those are questions that are silly to me in general. Like why are their boobs so large? That to me, that's like asking that just seems really strange to me to ask something like that.
To me, those are dumb questions. Why are they white? Why are their boobs so big? But like, I'm 100% willing to explain any Japanese culture references,
or just like discrepancies or something that they can't, kind
that
of wrap their brain around. But here's the other thing that people need to understand. Here's the other thing people don't need to understand is you don't always have answers for some of this shit.
Yeah, sometimes you don't.
Some of it I have no fucking idea, and I don't care. I mean, there's a certain level of cultural barrier that you won't be able to penetrate unless you are immersed there.
And it's not even if you're immersed unless you're willing to gain perspective. Unless you're willing to say, okay, I don't know this, let me find this out.
I mean, if I may make a bit of an analogy, think of it almost like when people listen to opera. They have, unless they know like Latin or Italian or German or whatever, they're you don't actually have any idea what they're actually saying or talking about or doing.
Right.
In these things. Now you have a choice. You can look into it, or you can just enjoy it. Well, I mean, you also can just ignore it or dislike it. But I mean, of being actually interested in it, you have a choice of either just going with it or kind of examining it closer.
It's the difference between level 2 and level 3.
And apparently, Paul has invaded A on 4chan.
Naturally.
we're witnessing history as we're talking here.
But no, that's the difference between level 2 and level 3. Where level 2 where you're enjoying the stuff, and level 3 where you're endeavoring to gain perspective.
And then of course don't forget level 4, which is Onahold.
Certainly.
I must be at like level 5 or 6.
Level 8 now.
You're level 2 squared.
I pretty much transcended all
time.
time.
I'm at cubed.
I transcend all time and space of Otakudom. You know.
There you go.
When you draw your own stuff.
Like it can't be represented numerically.
Like imaginary numbers and shit are involved.
Like we have to use base 16 now. Level 2A.
Like I said, imaginary numbers.
Yeah, level I.
Doing quadratic equations just to get anywhere. Anyway, we're just fucking around, obviously.
Yeah, no. Going back to what we were saying, it's really the difference between people who like stuff that happens to be anime, people who like anime and appreciate anime, and people who endeavor to gain perspective on anime. And I feel like if we got more people down at that first level, we would eventually get more people in levels 2 and 3.
Okay. I see. You're probably thinking of kind of like a trickle-down Trekkie type thing.
Certainly.
That's what I'm getting from it. Like you know.
Yeah, where like
you don't just nobody starts out at level 3 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like where you get a certain quantity of people at level 1. A certain quantity of those will stay at level 1.
Keep going.
A certain quantity will advance to level 2. A certain quantity of level 2 will stay there. A certain quantity of level 2 will advance to level 3, and so on.
Right. Okay. I get what you're saying.
I feel like that's rather than looking within the fandom and saying, okay, how do we get all those level 2s to level 3? I feel like the most expedient way to get more people like us in the fandom is to go outside and say, hey, this anime stuff's really cool. Let's watch some of it and see what you like, and then do that for a bunch of people.
Isn't that technically what Cool Japan tried to do?
Certainly, and for all the people who kind of crapped on it, I thought that was a really nice initiative. I genuinely thought that was.
I understand. It was kind of a, and I hate to use this term, but it was like trying to be an ambassador of sorts.
To a certain extent.
And you know.
It's trying to globally share Japanese pop culture.
But are they pro-social? What's wrong with those people?
Spreading Japanese culture through incest anime.
There you go.
through one loli at a time.
Okay. I actually do like what the idea behind the Cool Japan initiative.
Which immediately puts you at odds with some other people.
Oh, certainly. Absolutely. Hell, I'm a fan of Danny Chu, which immediately puts me at odds with a whole bunch of other people. But regardless of that, I think that I still feel like the most expedient way to get more genuine, real people into the fandom is to go out and say, hey, this anime stuff's really cool. What kind of just entertainment do you like? There's an anime for that. Let's watch it and see if you like it. And then
even if you just like card games, there actually are things for you.
Hey, yeah, exactly. If you like card games, there's an anime for that. If you like tanks, there's an anime for that. But
it's like an app. You know, there's an app.
Yeah,
for that.
exactly. But it's like if you.
And if you like lollies, well, there's tons of anime for
There you
that.
go. But no, it's.
No.
And you do that for a bunch of people, and those people will come in at level 1.
You like
And-
rape? There's tons of that
There
too.
you go.
Like who goes around asking that though? Like, can you just see some guy like one of them sign spinner dudes like sitting there out on the road, like just like getting people to pull over? Hey. Like, and then you just see somebody speeding off. Like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy?
But no, so a quantity of those people you ask are gonna come into level 2, and a quantity of those will come into level 3. And the great thing about it is, you get to dictate their what kind of disposition they come in at. So you get to dictate whether they're enthusiastic about this stuff, or they come in and they see one thing and expect everything else to be that way. Like you get to dictate whether they come in on, okay, this is something modern that I really like, and there's this kind of stuff that's happening right now, and there's a bunch of it, or you get to dictate whether you show them Call of Duty, not Call of Duty. You get to dictate whether you show them Cowboy Bebop, and they become jaded because that's the first thing they liked, and there's really nothing else like that out there.
I don't know, man.
So
I don't like the idea of dictating like that.
But it's not so much dictate, but you get to set the mood. You get to set the level of enthusiasm that they come in on. So if you're coming up and saying, hey, this anime stuff's really cool. There's this one that came out a couple years ago called Girls in Panzer. It's amazing. Let me show you that. Rather than, this anime stuff's really cool. There's this thing that came out 16 years ago called Cowboy Bebop. It's good, but it's good because
you're making everybody feel old when you say that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are the cute girls driving tanks?
But no, it's like there's this thing that came out 16 years ago called Cowboy Bebop, and it was an anomaly back in '98 when it came out, and there's still not much like it out today. So you're watching something that's an outlier of an outlier.
There you go.
And they're not going to find anything else like that if they liked it, and they're going to come in jaded.
Let me show you this show.
With is that like people like us go out and say, oh, this anime stuff's really cool, and let's watch this modern contemporary show that still fulfills whatever the person's looking for.
Let me show you this thing.
And I think if you're going to be that guy or girl, sorry, or whatever, G or whatever the fuck people are saying. Individual. There you go. Person.
Non-cis white.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, individual, person, alien life form, whatever you're going by.
Well, okay, we can't say individual because that's the singletist.
There you go. But anyhow, it really does. You kind of almost have to size them up if you're going to try to be the salesperson for that kind of thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Because like if you can tell that they're gonna find something like, you know, how do I put it, objectionable or something, you don't just want to go up to them, hey, you should check out Ladies vs. Ballers.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that isn't going to be very good of a sell because there are certain people out there that will jump right on board with anything just because that's in their nature, or they find something like that amusing or entertaining. But there definitely is probably a lot more people that had what I like to call a bridge moment.
Yeah.
Where they saw something that was interesting to them, that had something that they're not used to, and they're like just being real casual about it.
Right.
But once like that gestation period's kind of gone, like, you know, then it's not really a bothersome or anything.
Mm.
I'll give you an example, and it's kind of an extreme one, but we've already kind of mentioned it. Tentacles.
There we go.
The first time I saw it, I was like, what in the fuck? Like my mind is full of fuck. I can't wrap my head around that.
The first time I saw the Guyver, the OVAs, I was just surprised to see blood in animation. You know.
Okay, which that's fair too, but I'm sure a lot of people aren't like that anymore because even shows like South Park and Family Guy and stuff like that have blood and all kinds of weird shit, you know. But you know, but something like that, you know, it's not it's off-putting to
blood
some
and
people.
bones and you know, sometimes
and
entrails.
boobs.
There you go.
The 3 Bs.
Blood, bones, and boobs.
No.
The 3 B. That should be. That sounds like a band.
Instead of the 3 A's or the 3 R's, I mean. My
That
bad.
should be a. That sounds like a band name with 3 Bs.
3 Bs.
3 Bs. Yeah, because then there'd be jokes about them. They're freebies.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
The B sharps.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're kind of interested in feedback on that, actually.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I want to turn this into a discussion. Should anime be mainstream, and what would be the implications of that?
Right. Don't just say yes or no. Explain why.
Explain yourself.
I want anime to be so mainstream that by next year on the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, I see a Yuno. All right, I see Yuno from Hidimari's sketch floating.
You know how awesome that would be? Just a wide face balloon.
Yes, and it's so wide that it gets stuck in between 2 buildings.
Screw you guys. I want a Zaku.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why anime should be mainstream, so we can have Hidamari's sketch and Gundams.
I want
like we can have like
parade.
Yeah, we'll have like just giant like Gundam theme parks, you know.
I want the Kisses float.
And they'll have
There we
like and you know how they have like all the food and stuff. They always try to give it weird names to kind of go with the theme.
Yeah.
They'll call it like They'll call it like the Bernard Burger.
I want.
You'll go to bars and you'll be able to order a red comet.
Ooh yeah.
I want the idol.
I actually made a drink like that. It's like half vodka, half Hawaiian punch. It's delicious.
Superb.
Does
it have a twist of lemon?
No.
Just I felt like saying that for some reason.
In any case,
yeah.
That's the break. Keep it right here on NTR Radio. Alright, and do that, and that, and that. Yeah, let's play something from this. Or not. There we go.
Don't lose your day job. No DJing for you.
Worst DJ ever.
We're still planning on doing that, right? Coming back
Yeah,
with the that shit's gonna be funny.
Okay. Do I want to play that one? Yeah, let's do it.
Oh yeah. One of my favorite tracks from that.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything about it. Like, could you have a better intermission?
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is best intermission track I've heard. Like, oh, this shit just happened. Everything's going down. And then halfway point, just cool it down. Just calm down. Because it's all gonna get worse.
The kind of the existential kind of lyrical theme here. And
yeah, exactly.
Just got that laid back kind of loungy thing going on.
Hey, did you ever guys see the hilarious shoot of Obama and he's holding the Miyako from Hinamari Sketch plush?
No, but that sounds hilarious.
I was gonna say, didn't Neon make the Monica one?
Yeah, he did make the Monica one.
And that actually was pretty big. It was.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that circulating around a lot.
That's probably the other one, the one with him with the TV. Oh, isn't that Fly Me to the Moon?
No.
Nope.
No, it's Thanatos.
Yep.
If I can't be yours.
The intermission between the first and second episode of
Yeah,
at the end of
close
the
enough.
movie.
Close enough. Close enough. I was like,
Not really. They don't really sound very similar. Because that has like that free jazz moment right here.
Yeah.
well, I mean, because there's like multiple versions of.
Oh
Fly Me
yeah,
to the Moon. There was, like, a slow
Well,
down.
but to get into some of the later versions of Fly Me to the Moon, it sounds nothing like it.
Yeah, it has the instrumental, the like high speed mix, and
Including
like
one.
the guy the music director clearly had a hard on for that song.
Yeah. Including the like many people, I learned it there first before knowing it was a Frank Sinatra because
For shame.
I'm not a music person. I've already said that.
I had heard it there first, but somehow I knew that it was an actual song before. Like listeners, like, I know this is an actual song somehow.
Yeah, you heard it in the background of like a commercial or something,
Possibly.
or one of those Time Life compilations.
Time Life compilation. Evangelion. The sounds of anime.
There we go.
And then you just have like bad sex noises and stuff. You'd have like the poop noises from like Bondage Game and stuff like that. They just have like these really bad names, like Feces 1,
Feces 1.
and then Feces 2. You know.
Come to me, Oni-chan. Come in me, Oni-chan.
Yeah. Nor
Babies with me, Oni-chan.
Like, you know, like everything went white, you know.
What was it?
What is with that anyway?
Fill up my womb. Fill up my womb.
They move on their own.
With your tadpoles.
With your squirmy wormies.
Mm-hmm. Make love to my mouth. That would just get into porn.
Yeah. Now we're just talking about like, like for yaoi, there'd be stuff like boy pussy and.
Oh yeah. Fill my
boy hole. Show to pop. Now that anybody that was actually interested now is gone because they're like, they're talking about this weird, you know. They actually had a point, and then they're talking about this crap. Well, see, that's why we edited this part out.
Yep. It's not even that we edit it out. We just don't record. Okay, put that back up. Get the email box up.
Get the other special item up.
This up. Get that up. There we go. All right. Ready on third segment.
Yep. Bring it.
In 3, 2, 1. Good evening. I'm Tom Enforcer Anubis with your NTR Radio financial report. Currently, the yen is trading at 121.58 yen to one US dollar.
So if you buy import, now is the time.
Now's the time to buy your import stuff.
Yep. I've been saying that.
Yeah. Yes. So
In addition to that, we have mail.
Incoming message.
This one's coming in from Zeke Freak.
Okay.
All right. Let me start off by saying that regardless of how many fucks I don't give about Sailor Moon, there's definitely no excuse for a shitty release. But I do want to say that most of the releases I actually own are Viz releases, and I've been satisfied with the ones I've gotten. I found that they definitely pay more attention to the encoding for shows that aired as part of Neon Alley or Shonen Jump titles, as opposed to other things. I just don't want people to jump to the conclusion that all Viz releases are terrible. They have their highs and lows like all of the companies.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just talking about what I've seen in Sailor Moon. So
that's
fair. And a lot of people wanted that Sailor Moon.
Yes, I did bad.
And that's why I'm saying that. That's fair, and I certainly think it's. I certainly don't think all Viz releases are bad, and I'm not going to say all Viz releases are bad, but what I'm saying is there are going to be people who are going to see that Sailor Moon release and never buy another Viz release again because they were pumped about that Sailor Moon release and they've delivered a bad product and refused to reconcile with that delivery of a bad product. So
because they were encoders on steroids.
But yeah, so there's going to be a group of people who are going to see that Viz released a doo-doo Sailor Moon, and they're going to say, you know what? If they're going to release a bad product, and it's not that they release a bad product, it's that I bought a bad product from them. I paid money for a bad product. That's going to sour them on the brand. And it doesn't matter if they have other Viz releases and whatnot. That's going to sour them on the brand. And and honestly,
certainly if that's the first thing you ever bought from them and it was bad.
Absolutely. If that's the first Viz release you ever bought, it's probably going to sour you on the brand in a big way. And I don't blame them. Don't put out a bad product and people won't get soured on your brand.
It's one of those things where I think we're getting kind of an excuse like, oh, well, it's too late to fix it now. And it's like, well, I guess you don't want my money either.
You shouldn't have put out a bad product.
You always crack me up when your voice gets high like that.
You're working on that novel you've been working on?
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. That's exactly.
Friends.
I'm 9 years old right now.
But no, that when I'm saying that people are gonna stop buying Viz releases, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna get soured on the brand, and it's like, and they're gonna say, you know what, I'm not giving this company my money anymore. If they're gonna justify releasing something this bad, then I'm just not gonna give them my money anymore, and I don't blame them for that.
No, I mean, No, I totally get that. That's kind of voting with your wallet.
Exactly. Don't put out a bad product. Simple as that. If you want people to buy your product and buy further products from you, you best make damn sure that every product you release is quality.
Then Anubis, where's the Dow Jones at?
You're going to ask me these questions.
Well, you only told them about the yen.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 58.69 points.
I didn't actually expect you to do it.
Why are you going to ask me the question if you don't? You know me.
You actually looked it up.
Holy shit, I want this non-Bjorn t-shirt. That I just saw.
Well, there you go. The Dow Jones is up.
The Dow's up, yeah. We're all set. We're in the money. All zero of my stocks are doing well.
Except for Japan.
Yeah. When I say we, I mean America.
Naturally, you know.
The only country that matters.
I need to find a new
Oh,
shirt.
ow.
Joking.
I need to
We
find
know
a
I'm
new
joking.
shirt for that I want for Comic-Con next year. Because I always like to get one new anime-related shirt.
That reminds me, I need to get a new maid uniform for Anime Boston next year.
Battle Maid.
Yeah, I'm saying. Mobile Assault and Infiltration Detachment.
Get a scouter.
Yeah, so what cons are coming up that you're pumped for? So I'm pumped for Anime Boston.
Okay, one of two things. It was pretty much been solidified that it was going to be A-Con, but at the same time, they're also thinking about going back to Anime Expo.
Ah,
So I'm cool with either one. And if you want to just say hi or say I'm an asswipe or whatever,
there you go.
I'll be there. So.
Think you'll see Shiz Jr. again?
Only if we go back to Expo. I can't imagine he's anywhere other than California. I bet he works for Macintosh.
Oh, there we go.
Shiz Jr.
Shiz Jr.
Shiz Jr. He had a Lamborghini. You knew, and looked like a teenager.
He's got money, or at least his father has money.
Yeah, I'm assuming that because, I mean, he's Junior. That implies that there is a
He's got to be a Shiz Senior.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's scary. Anyhow.
But no, I'm gearing up for Anime Boston.
Any more questions?
Nope, that's it for email.
All right, so the yen is unfortunately for them, but fortunately for anybody who's importing.
The yen is down. Now is a good time to import, unless you're counting on the yen going down further.
In which case,
don't ask me because I'm not one of those guys.
Actually,
but you are a time enforcer, so you should know.
Actually, it looks like it has been going down.
Past.
It's like just when you don't think, it can't go any down, or it's been going a little bit further. I don't know. But I hope it stays like this until at least it stays till February, because that's when birthday stuff. You know.
Wow.
VZ, always self-serving.
Yes. Clearly, truly a narcissist.
But no, I'm gearing up for Anime Boston.
Well, I love these things just because I like the stories.
Oh, absolutely.
And the descriptions of things that are going on.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Because if you do it right, and that's not saying much because you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff happens around you.
Yeah, that joke shit happens. It really does.
I'm sorry, my stories aren't as interesting as yours.
But you don't go the entire time either, though, like we do.
Number one, you don't go the entire time. Number two, are you kidding me? The friggin' I don't know. I know Hanacha had some.
Oh yeah, the thing with the line.
The line
and A&N
and the A&N paddle and Cammy.
Oh yeah, of course he was doing that. To be fair, she's probably my favorite character from the Street Fighter universe too.
There's a reason I play as Cammy in Street Fighter 4, even though I'm not good at that game.
Hey,
if I know there's a character I'm not good at, I just default to, okay, which woman looks the best to me.
Oh, ow! You might get some negative feedback on that.
So, what else? What other criteria am I going to choose a character based on nothing? I have no perspective on this video game whatsoever. What else am I going to choose a character?
Their wardrobe.
Yeah, no.
Their hair.
Well, Cammy, I do choose based on a wardrobe.
Oh, yeah, well, of course you do.
And based on her hair.
Of course
as well.
you do. Naturally. I think it's probably more based on her butt, but...
That's certainly a factor. I'd be lying if I said that was not a factor.
We need to come up with a formula for that. And I think we should call it the C2 formula, because...
We still need to do that measurement.
I am totally on board with that. I know it's ridiculous, but I actually am curious.
Speaking of C2, I have finally, after years of saying I was going to do it, I've actually ordered the full Zero costume.
Ah.
So that's on its way.
are you still planning on sitting there with a dojin out like in the middle of the like hallway? Like just be
I can't
sitting there on
find
the
any
bench?
nunnery dojins.
Well, okay.
Because it'd be funny if it was a nunnery dojin because that's a loosh, but I can't find any.
Ouch.
Probably for a very good reason, but
Well, I was going to say, well, I mean, it surprises me that you can in a way, because I mean, you got to look at, oh, hey, Emoto character that's blind. Come on now, that just screams that they're going to do that.
well, no, but I can't, like, if I went to Hendane and looked in Code Geass, I wouldn't find any.
No, but that's because of
They're smelly.
Yeah, exactly. That's not because like they have a stick up their ass or anything, though.
Right.
Back in the good old days when you could just get your stuff from Hindane without no questions.
Honestly, I think that's still the case.
Hey, so when have you last been up there and asked for Cardcaptor Sakura?
Nah, that's why I just don't ask for Cardcaptor Sakura. I don't actually ask for anything. I just go up and look through and see what I like.
Well, it depends on if there's a lot of people and you kind of need them to kind of get.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna check their table again.
Oh, definitely do it.
I like
it. Really is kind of like, at least when we were at Expo, is like Lord of the Flies, because you got people just like shoving each other and shit. Just, like, you have to expect somebody to have like a geology mallet and just smack you in the head with it.
How much do you pay for all right, the thing I got was 20, but that was because it was in color. How much did you pay for something and it was black and white?
I don't even remember.
I think I got 14.
It wasn't ridiculous or anything.
Yeah,
it was like 10.
It's not bad. Like 14 for one of the Asuka dojins I got for the first time.
What would be really messed up is if you were cosplaying as Char and you had Sayla stuff.
I'm saying, yeah.
That would be kind of fucked up. No, you need Quest.
There we go.
Just be sitting there like, Alright, okay, well.
Yeah, the Anime AB's coming up, Kineticon's coming up, though. I already have my hotel booked for Kineticon. I had that booked like the week afterward.
Like I said, if I wasn't going to one of those two, I actually probably would have went up there with you. Which I still want to do at one point.
Nice.
Yeah,
oh, definitely.
I have a feeling that would end up being.
I would love it if you guys came to Comic-Con, but I know that's not going to happen. So,
I don't foresee me going to Comic-Con for any reason, really.
I might if I lived in the area.
One, it's just too big a convention, and two, there's a lot of stuff that I'm just have no interest in. So I feel like I'd be wasting my time and money.
So, well, there you go. But yeah, I'll be at A-Kon or.
When is When is A-Kon?
I think it's in June, if I recall. I'm pretty sure it's like one of the early weekends of June, and Expo is in the 4th of July weekend. So, you celebrate your freedom by buying smut and and taking pictures of like characters you like from a different from a piece of media from a different country.
That's freedom.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, then you pay for it by having to pay like $4 for a burger. That's not very good.
That's why I freaking don't do that shit. Did I recount the story that during AB I went to Shaw's and just got a thing of clementine oranges and had that in my backpack?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, you did mention that. Don't you have like a little flask you carry around or something?
I had the. I do own a canteen, but what I had was the hydration pack on my back. So
I like the name of that, the hydration pack.
I got the tube coming out, and so I just bite down on it.
That's fan. I can only imagine, like, the beer helmet You know
Yeah.
how they have like the things that come down, they have them like going into their mouth, like
It's
some
kind of like that, but
a science
infinitely
experiment.
less dorky.
Yeah, there's no way to look cool in that thing.
But yeah, that's basically what I do. Is like I'll go and I'll just pack stuff and bring it with me. Like I'll go down to the store and get a thing of oranges and just have that around. And I'll link up with one of my friends. You want an orange? And we go, what?
Yeah, they're just like,
Back
and,
there.
and I bet they shit themselves when you just kind of pull it out, like
It's like
like you're the traveling farmer's market. You're just like,
I come up to them all excited, like the glowing face. Hey, you want an orange?
they're just staring at you like, what the hell?
Then I point to my backpack and turn around and say, hey, grab an orange.
You should have a video of that. That would actually be really funny. We kind of had something like that when we were at Expo and we had the unfortunate encounter with the vending machine.
Oh yeah.
When we had to do a soda run, so we had to go down to this place called Ralph's, which I think that's what it was. Pretty sure, because we also got like High Chew and a bunch of other stuff while you're there. Which is like alien to me because they don't sell that around here at all. So.
I remember.
But we bought a bunch of like soda and we just loaded up the little mini fridge and all that good stuff. And then we went back and watched what the hell was it? Golden Boy and a bunch of stuff.
There we go.
You're gonna buy some anime at the con?
I usually do.
I usually do.
Of some kind. It depends on what they got usually. I mean, clearly. I mean, I'm not just gonna buy something just to buy it.
Oh, of course not.
Naturally.
Like you will lose money so fast if you did that. You would be gone. You'd be dead in the water by the end of the first like hour.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
Up shit creek.
I think we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, that's the show.
We need one of those little wrap it up signs.
We need the studio band to play us out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like Conan does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Also, make sure I want people to check out my reviews because I want feedback.
The email address is ntrradio@gmail.com. The website is she'slostcontrol.net/podcast. Recommend checking out Otaku Midnight. They're the other podcast on She's Lost Control Media. They're really good.
Yes.
Check out DokiWash.com. That's K-God's place. He's working on some stuff. It's going to be ballin'.
Eventually.
Check out VZ's stuff at vzmk2moy@mekagatai.wordpress.com. He posted up some reviews. He'd want some feedback on that. Give him feedback. Check out Shinakiba Anime Goods. The Task Force MOE patch is a thing. You can get one of those there. Shinakiba.moe. And taskforce.moe is going to be a thing soon, so look out for that. I'm Tom Enforcer Anubis.
I'm K-Gods.
I'm VZ Mark II.
And even though we encounter the 3 B's every time we say it, this is NTR Radio.